care how many demons he's fought and how many hells, he's never fought us. Not us united.
Hello there, people of the universe. My name is MichSciFi, and welcome back to the DCEU discussions. Now, like every video in this series, the opinions here are mine and mine alone. So with that out of the way, let's get to Batman vs Superman, the Ultimate Edition, Dawn of Motherfucking Justice. This is going to be the easiest video I've ever made because I love this film. As if this wasn't obvious enough, as if that didn't make it obvious enough, I will also say, I know that's wonky, it might fall over. In fact, I'm going to move it and I'm going to put it back on the mannequin because... But what we will keep in frame is my grapple gun and my batarang. Both of these are amazing, and both of these are going to be used in my cosplay photo shoot / reveal, which... Oh, the suit's only there. I cannot wait to show it off to you guys. But anyway, enough of that. Let's get into BVS. Now, much like my Man of Steel video, I will be bringing up my favourite / the best moments. Now, it's a bit harder with BVS because I've got moments that I think are my favourite, but they might not be the best in the film, but they might be the best for me, so it is a bit tricky. So, with that in mind, I'll bring up my favourite part, which is by far the warehouse sequence with Batman. The choreography, the cinematography, the pacing, the music, the acting from the stunt people and from Ben. The entire sequence is just amazing. I'm going to go from the end of Batman and Superman fighting, you know, when he gets into the Batwing and Alfred goes, "Oh, sorry for listening, Master Wayne, but I've tracked the Russian's phone. You're locked on." "Alfred, I don't deserve..." No, he goes, "I don't deserve you, Alfred." He goes, "No, sir, you don't." And then when the Batwing arrives and... Oh, my favourite trailer is by far the final one when he goes,
"Master Wayne, thermal imaging is showing me 24 hostiles on the 3rd floor. Why don't I drop you off on the 2nd?
And then Batman proceeds to press X to glide kick. I love that entire sequence so much because a lot of the film is about Batman's journey, because this Batman is... Well, we'll get into that, but I love the entire sequence. It's amazing. It's by far the best Batman fight scene ever, and I can't wait for more of that Batman in Zack Snyder's Justice League, and then hopefully more of that in Ben Affleck's Batman HBO TV show, if the rumours of that are true. Fingers crossed. So that's my favourite part. But in terms of best, well, if we're going by Man of Steel and how I mentioned the acting and the music, with that in mind, the best part would have to be... Oh, I'm probably going to say it, then when I edit this, I'll be like, no, I should have said this moment, but for recording, the moment that sticks out to me the most is the shot of Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman.
She with you?
I thought she was with you.
Oh my god. The Sent Here for a Reason is an amazing track. So is Beautiful Lie, which is Batfleck's theme, at least for BVS. But Wonder Woman's theme, obviously we should mention that for her solo film, but the way it debuts here, oh my god, it is such a beautiful shot. And I remember, because I saw it twice in cinema, once with my mum and then the day after with my dad, because I just gone through a breakup 3 days before the film came out. So I literally went just so it could cheer me up, and as well because I wanted to see the film. And it really helped. It really took my mind off what was happening, and it is such a beautiful film. And then I didn't think I could enjoy it even more, and then the Ultimate Edition came out, and for someone who didn't find the plot confusing in general, when the extended cut came out, I definitely could see why some people were confused by the theatrical cut. I do think this film gets far too much shit. I love it, and coming off of favourite moments and all that, just because, you know, I said about the acting and the music, focusing on the acting for a moment, Ben Affleck, he is not only my Batman, but he is by far the best Batman we've ever had on screen. Now, I know that's up for debate, but at least for my video, I'm saying it. He is the best Batman we've ever had, and I love how, because every live-action film, whether people admit it or not, Batman has killed in 89, in Returns, in Forever, in I know, because for me in Batman Begins, the whole "I won't kill you, but I don't have to save you," that for me I'm okay with, it makes sense. But if you want to be brutal here and judge every film, yes, he kills him, and then Dark Knight Rises, you could say that in Dark Knight he does kill Den. I know it's to save Gordon's son, but if you want to be brutal, he kills Den, and then in Rises, Talia, all that. So I'm okay. It's not a big deal. But what I love with BVS, and people get annoyed about this, but that's the point. In BVS, it addresses that Batman's killing, the whole story, and this is why, because I love the DCEU, I love how it went, besides Warner Brothers being fuckwits, but the one thing I would have changed is after Man of Steel and before BVS, we would have got a solo Batfleck film, so we can, because a friend of mine, he explained that, because for me, seeing Batman and seeing that he's snapped, it's not hard for me to see the burnt Robin suit, see Batfleck killing, and make the connection of what's happened. But my friend Brian brought up a great point. What about the people who can't make that connection? It's one of those things where when you're making a film, you want to try and make everyone happy, you want to try and make everyone feel involved, but at the end of the day, Zack's DC films are very much for the fans, and the whole connection to the Robin suit, I understand if you're not a big DC fan and you don't know that story, you're going to be a bit confusing, you're going to find it really hard to understand why Batman snapped. That's not poor storytelling, that's not your fault, that's just one of those things. But I can understand what my friend Brian meant when he said that. But for me, someone who can make that connection, who does know that story of Robin, whether it's Dick Grayson in this timeline or in the common timeline it's Jason Todd, whatever, I can. And if in actual fact, while I am much more of a fan of it being Jason, for this timeline, the fact that Dick died, that makes, not saying that he doesn't care about Jason, but the fact that it was Dick, his son, he was the one that died to the Joker. It makes sense that snapped Batman, and I love how, because like the first scene with Alfred and Bruce when he goes, oh, new rules, and he goes, we're criminals, Alfred, we've always been criminals, nothing's changed. Yes, it has. That's literally true. It's literally spoon-fed thematic lines explaining the narrative that this is Batman, but shit's gone down. Things have changed, and it really bothers me that people say we never get a moment to see Batman in his prime before he snaps. Yes, we do. The opening with Bruce in Metropolis, I think for a lot of people, because he's not in the suit, they are either not paying attention or they just... Again, I don't want to be disrespectful to anyone who doesn't like this film, but there's not liking it and then there's shitting on it for the sake of shitting on it. Because I've had discussions with people who don't like this film or didn't get it, and I've explained the points that they didn't get, but they still don't like the film. And that's completely fine. But then there's people who shit on it for the sake of shitting on it. And it's not fair because it's a great film. It's a great story. The acting is amazing. I'm going on a tangent, so I'm going to circle back. Ben Affleck is an amazing Batman. He really plays it well. And the thing I mentioned originally with the killing thing is I like that this film addresses it, makes it clear to the audience, at least I think it was clear, that Batman is killing and it's not okay. Batman shouldn't be doing this. The film is about why is there? What the hell happened? And again, people argue, oh, well, we should have seen that, and that's all up to debate. For me, I like what happened, and it's why I like, if the Batfleck show does happen, we are going to see Batman before everything that happened as well as after, and it's going to be if it happens, it's going to be an amazing look at the character, and I really hope, as well as the show, Affleck gets to do his film on the big screen. I say that because I don't know if that film can be adapted to a TV series. I don't want Ben having to mess and change with that script any more than what he already did. Moving off of Batfleck, because the entire video could be him if I wanted it to be. Gal Gadot, she, as I said, I'll mention this more in the solo film when I talk about Wonder Woman, but in this film, she's brilliant, she's elegant, she's gorgeous. She's honestly an amazing actress. She really she's perfect for that role. Every casting Zack made is absolutely amazing, and Gal Gadot is no less that perfect. It's an amazing portrayal, an amazing performance, and she really is brilliant, because for most of this film we see more of Diana Prince than we do Wonder Woman. Like the scene where she's looking at a dagger or a sword when Bruce sneaks up behind her. That whole scene where she's a badass, she's a warrior, but she's also a gorgeous woman. She's got the curves, she fits the ball gown or the dress, as well as fitting the armor. Because that's one of the things the costume designers said. They wanted her to look badass and amazing as a warrior, but also gorgeous and beautiful and elegant like a woman is, like Gal Gadot is. And they really did perfect that. She perfected it. She's amazing, and I really do love her as Diana. And then as well, Jeremy Irons as Alfred. I grew up with Michael Caine's Alfred. I love Michael Caine as Alfred, but Jeremy Irons, something about him is just brilliant. He really does embody not just the father figure like Michael Caine and others have, but also not the brother figure, but also the brother relationship in a way, like how they're not, it's not just father and son, it's also close friends. Like they've worked together for 20 years. The scene where Alfred says, "You've never been that smart at lying to me." And that whole it's just a scene between friends that they know each other. They've been doing this for 20 years. Whether you see it or not, you can tell. And then moving on to Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. His performance, like the film, gets far too much shit. I understand he's not the Luthor that you're used to. He is very different. But that doesn't make it bad. I guarantee you, had they started him off as bold and all that, people would have said, "Oh, why don't you do something different?" I understand why people might not resonate with his performance, but for me, it's one of those things where it's down to personal taste. But as an overall performance, it is amazing. I fucking love in the Ultimate Edition, because for those who haven't seen or don't know the differences, basically the theatrical cut cuts out half an hour of time. That isn't a case of because the film's too long. The Ultimate Edition, or in my case, the only edition, is 3 hours long, but trust me when I say it doesn't feel long, it doesn't feel boring, it doesn't feel dragged. Everything that's in there is in there for a reason, and the half hour that they cut out, for me, I could still enjoy the theatrical cut and I can still understand the plot, but the stuff they cut out is really weird. It's like, it's all important stuff to the plot, but not only does it suffer when you cut that out, the way they re-edited certain scenes to make sense now that they'd cut out the rest, it didn't work. Like, I could understand and follow the story, but after watching the Ultimate Edition, and then I remember I watched it with Ben, and the amount of times he said, "Oh yeah, that was cut out," or he'd say, "Oh, this was earlier in the film," it was such a dodgy thing that Warner Brothers had done, and I don't fucking get why they did it. I can get an idea, but I fucking hated him. I hated him for it. But yeah, I can understand the personal tasting with Jesse Eisenberg's Luthor, but I think it's brilliant. The amount of things in the story that he's manipulating and twisting to put Batman and Superman against one another, it's brilliant. And the only critique I've got for this film, and I might sound biased, but the only critique I've got is how the trailers were handled, which you can blame Zack, but Zack, unlike Zack Snyder's Justice League with BVS, Zack didn't make the decision to reveal, spoilers, Doomsday in the final trailer. I do agree, that shouldn't have been revealed, but it wasn't Zack's idea. But even then, the whole Doomsday thing, for a lot of people, it seems like a waste of time, but for me, it fits in the narrative, and even if it is a waste of time, it's a reason for the three of them to come together and fight. That's a win in my book. But in terms of the narrative, I still think it works. I do love it, and it's such a beautiful film. It's such an amazing film. It's severely underrated, and the amount of people who just call it an excuse to rush together the Justice League, I don't get that impression at all. Not in any way, shape or form. I don't see the cameos from Aquaman, The Flash and Cyborg. I don't see them as forced in. They fit in the narrative. And for me, I like that we got BVS, Justice League. Oh, well, we should have. I like that we got. I like how they did that before solo films. I like that. And to be honest, because we're getting. Well, obviously we got Aquaman after Justice. My point is, we're getting the Flash film. We're still getting that after Zack Snyder's Justice League. Because honestly, seeing Justice League in 2017, despite its issues, it made me want to go and watch Aquaman. Because for a lot of people, Aquaman was lame. Until Jason Momoa came in saying, "Hold my tomahawk." That's a fact. He fucking throws tomahawks in real life. He's amazing. And then same with BVS. It made me interested to see the Wonder Woman film. And I like that they didn't just do solo films, then big team up. I like that they did something different. I like that. Whether you like it or not, that's down to your personal opinion. But I liked what they did. It made me hyped to see. And just the entire plot of the film is brilliant. Amy Adams is brilliant. Lawrence Fishburne as Perry. He's amazing. General Swanwick, Harry Lennox, Martian Manhunter, whatever. He's amazing. I don't want to forget her name. It's a crime if I don't remember her name. Holly Hunter, yes, Mrs. Incredible. She's brilliant. The sass she gives Luthor, whether you know she's Mrs. Incredible or not. Yeah, she is. If you didn't know, she's brilliant. She's amazing. There's a scene when he goes, "Oh, I grew up on a farm. I know how to wrestle a pig." I don't know if it's just her accent or her acting or both, but she's brilliant. Diane Lane as well. She's brilliant, and I'm sorry. I mean, no offense to anybody who doesn't like it, but calling the Martha scene stupid and lazy, I'm sorry. That's just not true. It's with this, for me, it's not an opinion. It is fact. It's a brilliantly written thing, and far far, and I mean no offense to anybody here, but far too many people call it stupid and boring when the facts are they have too much of an ego to admit they didn't get it, which really bothers me because it's okay to not get everything in the film. It's okay to ask questions. When I plan to watch Zack Snyder's Justice League, one of the many times, I'm watching with my girlfriend and some of my friends, and Lucy said to me, am I allowed to ask a question? And I said, yeah, of course you are. And that's fine. No one is going to understand every single second, every single minute of a film. Like, it's okay to watch a film and be confused and then be like, oh, no, now I get it. That doesn't make the film bad. It doesn't make you an idiot. It just means you didn't get a certain moment, and that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. Like, it doesn't make my friend Brian an idiot for not making the connection of, oh, dead Robin, broken Batman. You're not an idiot for not getting these things, but the film isn't crap either. It's just one of those things, and I've had discussions with people, and I won't name names, and I mean no offence here, and I'm sorry if I do, if anyone is offended here, but far too many people have a problem with the film, and when the reality of it, when the reality isn't the film, it's that they just didn't get it, and for some reason, and I don't know why, they don't want to admit that. They don't want to admit that they got confused, and I don't get it. I do not understand it. But the Martha thing is not stupid, it's not cringy, it's brilliantly written, and if people don't get it, that's their problem. But I love it. I think it's brilliant. The whole when he says it, in the whole scene of Batfleck, when he's trying to understand, like, oh, why did you say that name? Is this another trick from an evil alien? Because you know what? If anyone here watching still doesn't get it, I'll explain it. He doesn't spare Superman because the mothers have the same name. No, that is just the spark. Because when he says it, because obviously when they first meet, well, for the fight at least, he says Bruce. So Batman knows that Superman knows who he is. So when he says Martha, he's like, oh, what kind of fucking sick trick is this? It's this evil alien. Now he's trying to use my mother's death against me. Why did you say that name? And then Lois goes, oh, it's his mother's name. Then he realises, hang about, this alien, who I see as a vicious killer, in his dying breath, isn't trying to trick me. He's asking me to save someone else's life. His mother's life. Wait. So this alien, who I thought was a killer, is in his dying breath, he's asking me to save someone else who is his mother. Wait, so he has a mother, so he's... Wait, no! And it sounds confusing. That's the point. Batman is confused. He's like, wait, hang about. No, he can't have a mother. He can't be... And that's when Batman realises, what the fuck is he doing? He's becoming Joe Chill. And when he throws the spear in rage, he realises, what am I doing? I'm not Batman. I'm a fucking monster. I'm becoming the very thing I swore to fight against. I need to snap out of it. The name being the same is literally just the spark of a further catalyst. The reason he spares him is because he realises what we already know. Superman isn't that bad. For a lot of people, they don't get it because they know that Superman isn't that bad. But you have to remember, Batman, all Batman saw of him was a little girl who had just lost her parents, like he did. And the only person he can blame is Superman. I remember thinking, yeah, but it was Zod. But it's like, it's 2 years of paranoia, a dead Robin, all the rage Batman has anyway. It's all that building and building. And it is such a beautiful moment. And the only thing that could have made it better is had they done a Batman movie before BVS to showcase Batman before and as he snapped. I don't mind that we didn't, but I will agree, if they'd have done that, it would have just added to it. Would it have made it easier for the people who didn't get it to get it more? I want to say maybe, but chances are people would have still complained. Like, with Zack Snyder and the DCEU, a lot of people are never happy. But for those that do like BVS, but just didn't get that part, that's fine. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. What I am saying is a bad thing is the people who are saying it's crap when they should just say, oh, I didn't get it. If you didn't like the film, that's fine. I hope in years to come, more and more people come to experience the film and enjoy it for what it is. Whether you love it or you hate it, saying it's a crap film is just not fair. Especially since a lot of people say it for the sake of it and they just want to join in with the crowd, which I won't ever do. I love the film. I think it's amazing. In my head, it's a perfect film, but in general, it is just an amazing film. It's a brilliant film, and I can't wait, once I finish my Man of Steel rewatch, to watch this again, because I love it. I didn't need to I didn't need to watch Man of Steel again recently to get ready for the video. I just wanted to. But with this, I could have not watched this since last year, and I still would have been ready for this video Sorry, stuttering. I love this film. It's brilliant. And I didn't mention it a lot. But the final thing I want to bring up is the journey Superman goes on, the world reacting to him. It's a brilliant story, because a lot of people have a problem with it, but they've got to remember this Superman is it's not like the classic Superman who's already Superman. This Clark is still learning. He's just had his first fight where he saved the world, and now he's got people who don't even know him hating him, and it's such a... Like, I love how it's portrayed, how alone Clark really feels. Yes, he's got his mum, yes, he's got Lois, but at the end of the day, he's alone. It's so powerful, and I really do love it. I think Henry Cavill gives a beautifully somber performance, and while in many ways this film is more about Batfleck, I still love Henry's performance. He still does a brilliant job, and his sacrifice, no matter the fact of when it came out in 2016, or now with Zack Snyder's Justice League 10 days away, or 9 days when you're seeing this, oh my god, regardless of how, yes, he dies, but he's still going to come back. Regardless of that, the sacrifice is still beautiful, it's still powerful, and reiterating what I already said, the acting, the music, the cinematography, the directing, the writing, the entire film is amazing, and I really think more and more people need to give the Ultimate Edition a chance and realise how great of a film it is. If you see the Ultimate Edition and still don't like it, that's fair enough, but at least give the proper version of the film a chance. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
I'm a living legend. You ain't heard yet, you not get the message. From the moment that I stepping in, I get a couple weapons. Yeah, I turn to a beast when I'm rapping. I'm a living legend.